Hi everyone, I'm not too sure what this video will be about, but it'll probably just be me rambling about this, that and everything else. I just went and did a spray with this on my outside succulents because I'm having a problem with aphids. I've never used it before, so I am a little nervous to see how it goes. I get scared using new things, but if we don't try, we'll never know. So hopefully everyone will be okay with me using this. These two twins have caught my eye today. They are from a Monstrous PVN. Variegated in that leaf. I love how they grow all weird and wacky. I'll grab the other one because the other one is just as weird and wacky. Love it. I have more babies sprinkled around. My mother plant is over here. She's obviously a head chop. She's not as weird and wacky as what she once was, but she still is different compared to this PVN. I actually bought her as Purple Pearl, but someone told me that Purple Pearl and PVN are the same thing, but Purple Pearl is actually like a mutated PVN. It's got like more purple pigment in it. So I don't know. I'm just calling it, Pervolnerg or whatever however it's pronounced, because I don't want anyone else saying it's actually a PVN. So I'll just keep calling it PVN. But I originally purchased it as Purple Pearl. And as you can see, it is a lot more purple than my PVN. But my PVN's quite happy at the moment, so she's not very stressed. Where this one shouldn't be stressed either, because I fertilize it quite a bit because I want it to grow. So yeah, I'll try and find some other babies that I've got. So this one is another one. That one's another one as well. But these two, and if I slowly pan over here, this is the original stem that she's just giving me loads of babies, which I'm really happy about, because one day I hope to sell them to people who would love monstrous plants. So I think I've been working on these babies for over a year. So it takes a really long time to be able to propagate the plants and get them to a decent size before I decide I might part with them. I'm still, because I've only been collecting succulents for 3 years, all my propagation, it takes a while. So I am still, like, I've sold some stuff, which I've sold it on Facebook Marketplace, but to be honest, Facebook Marketplace drives me mad. There are so many time wasters. I could have already whinged about this, but just ridiculous. So I don't know if I might move to eBay. I don't know, but yeah, she is growing her babies really well for me, and a lot of them, like those ones that I showed you over there, they actually grew from leaf. So she can grow the monstrous from leaf, which is really exciting. But yeah, I'll leave that subject now. So I bought this as like the variegated prolifica, or they call it like little rose or something. So I bought this over 2 years ago, and this is all I have. I'll just stick that over there. This is all I have. So basically what happened was, my original plant, when I got it, it was tiny. It was probably about the size of this or smaller. I was quite disappointed when it turned up in the mail, but anyway, it was rotting, and I saved a baby, which was probably about the size of this flower. Obviously this flower is albino, but anyway, I managed to save a baby. And from that baby, I have grown this, and the other one that will not balance itself on here. But yeah, I see other people's, and theirs is like big and beautiful. I'm considering moving all of these into the same pot, because I think they're more stable now. But yes, she's supposed to be a variegated prolifica. I bought this thing as Superb cross Lowy. She got damaged in the frost. And then I also seen some aphids in her center a while ago. So she is going through a bit of a time. Hopefully one day she'll be beautiful again. My other, I bought it as Pink Lowy. I'll show you her. So, Pink Lowy also got damaged in the frost. So they say that Pink Lowy is basically the superb cross Lowy. So that one and the other one are basically the same plant. But obviously if they're seed grown, not all seeds are the same. So these two actually look a bit different. My other one has thicker leaves, where this one has more thinner leaves, and this one grows quite large. So yeah, I don't know how big superbums grow. But anyway, that's that. They both got damaged. I actually had some babies that got damaged as well. These are the babies. They also got damaged by the frost. These ones are okay. Oh no, that one. That one I actually, I don't know if that one's a Milky Way or not. I'm not sure. I think they're all the same. That one just got shielded by that one, I assume. I don't know. But yeah, they also got some frost damage. I adore this plant. This is the Ruby Necklace Variegated, or I believe they're calling it Opal Necklace. Which that's a good name, Opal Necklace, but it's just like the variegated form of the Ruby Necklace. I have been propagating her like crazy, and I'm lucky because she grows quite well. I'll show you some other pots. These ones here as well. I chopped them. Oh, that one's growing in the... I have to fix that. I chopped them, I think maybe about 2 months ago, and they have rooted and they are growing because they are no longer wrinkly, and they are pushing nice, beautiful green and white and creamy colored leaves. And there's some propagation of a variegated chain of hearts. She is also coming to life. She's pushing some new leaves as well. Love this one, really pretty. But the only problem with this one is that I get it growing really well, and then it just turns to crap. I don't think she handles winter very well, because that's when it always happens to me, is winter. Here's some, hold on, how can I grab this? There's some seeds. Just let them go down there. I actually had some seeds from a normal string of hearts. They went down there and they started growing, so I've just left them. I've just let them be, and they're growing fine. So that's cool. My lithops. So this pot here was actually a birthday present from my sister for my 30th birthday this year. So I adore them. I've given them a bit of a water because some of them are a bit wrinkly. But yeah, love this. Love. I was so upset at the succulent cacti show this year in May. I bought this plant. It was 2 heads, and the heads were probably about, I don't know, about that big. They're a lot bigger. They were a lot bigger than this. And the other day I found it rotting, and I could only save 1 head. I've saved some leaves. I can only hope that they take, but I think I've saved this head. I can't see any more rot happening. But when I actually bought the plant, the day I brought it home, I plucked a leaf. And I plucked 2 leaves. This one just grows roots. I've pulled the roots off to make it start again. But this one is growing me babies. So thankfully I've got a backup here. But yeah, that's one thing I try to do when I get new plants. I try to pluck a leaf or 2 off the plant. Sometimes it's incredibly hard and you just cannot do it, which is fine. But yeah, a lot of these plants here, I wish that when I got them in plant mail, that I plucked or attempted to pluck a lot of leaves off them, because I have no backups of them. So I tried to do it with these guys here, but I don't know how well those leaves are going to grow, because when you get a plant in plant mail, normally the lower leaves are quite dehydrated. So you just got to bravely one day try and pluck a leaf off them when they're plump, which is also really hard because some of them are just impossible. This is a baby Echeveria hera. Isn't she beautiful? I love how pink she gets. She's a bit stressed at the moment because she is a baby that I chopped off the stem. She's got some roots, but they're only very new, so she's still trying to settle in. Over here, some of my head chops. So this one now has a root. My Golden State now has a root. That sounds funny, has a root. I shouldn't be saying that. But yeah, anyway. These ones over here are all rooted, and these ones are just starting to get roots, if not still don't have any. And then these ones have no roots at all. These ones are still just cutting because I only did them the other week. And then I've got my babies over here, which we all know. I think I spoke about them in one of my other videos. They all have roots because I pulled them out of my propagation trays and gave them their own little pot. So I'm really excited to see what these guys eventually look like when they're a bit bigger, because these are kind of like my first babies that I seriously tried to propagate. So it's going to make me feel so happy when I see them as bigger plants, and I'm going to be like, wow, I really did learn how to propagate. Not that it's hard with succulents, but you know, I'm just, yeah, feel like a proud mum looking at them. Remember if I've spoken about my Haworthia collection. I am really bad, so I record a bunch of videos and then I just stitch them all together. I don't even rewatch them, so half the time I don't even know what I'm talking about in my videos. It's that bad. But anyway, these are my Haworthias. I made a big mistake with this one, this one, this one, this one. Even this one, I had them in the wrong soil and they were getting too wet and their leaves were rotting, so they have shrunk by half, which really sucks. This one was like this big when I bought it, and look at it now. But anyway, I just hope that I've fixed their substrate up, and hopefully they will settle in and start to grow again, because oh my god, I nearly killed them. I'm a sucker for the shiny ones. I am an absolute sucker. I love them. So yeah, really broke my heart seeing them suffer. How pretty is this? This one's also pretty. Love that one there as well. Look, I got a baby coming out from here. How cool. Don't know if there's anything else cool that I could show you. This was a massive cluster, but the frost attacked it and I've plucked some of the babies out. What else have I got? This is a nice cluster. I love this one. Very, very pretty. And then I got this. I absolutely adore this. I think I've spoken about this before, but I bought her when she was like the size of one of these, if not smaller. And look at her now. She's huge. These are some head chops that I've got going. I've just got them sitting in empty pots. Sorry, there's a spider in there. I'm waiting for them to root. They're taking forever to root. So this one here, that one is called, what's it called? Oh, Echeveria Little Brother. That's a new hybrid by Mal Morgan. This one is another new one by him. That one is called Bumpy Blue. This one is Gleaming. I bought this about 2 years ago and her leaf propagations weren't working, so I chopped her. I don't know if my camera's picking it up, but she is a beautiful like purpley pink color. This one over here, I have no idea what it is. I think it might be bittersweet. I don't know. I bought it without an ID and it's a beautiful pink color with like little frills on it. So I don't know. Could be strawberry paddle for I know. There is just so many different types of succulents out there that all look the same to me, but they're different. Here's some more propagations that I've got going. I didn't grow these ones by leaves. I did these ones by cuttings. So I've done a lot of trays like this that are cuttings, but the ones that I was talking about previously, they are leaf grown. So I am just so, it's another level of proud when you get them to a full-size plant when they just grew from little leaves. My whale pot that I made a while ago, she's growing so well. I made it in April this year. Love, love, love. So pretty. This went to sleep. It actually looked dead, but I knew it wasn't dead, and now it's coming back awake. I think it's called lemon and lime, sedum lemon and lime or something. Not too sure, but it's a really, really beautiful plant. It gets like creamy yellow, as you can see, and green through it, and I think sometimes it even stresses a little bit pink. So it's pink, yellow and green. Really, really pretty. I love this pot. Oops, bit of stuff on it, but I love it. So before I got into succulents, we used to have a really, really big green tree frog that would actually hang around down here where I now have my plants. We used to have a very old greenhouse, and we had strawberries inside the greenhouse, and the green tree frog used to live inside that pot. But long story short, I ended up finding that frog because I used to look for this frog every day, and I'd grab a watering can with water and I'd dip it over the frog, and it would have like a nice drink. It was my friend. But yeah, long story short, I ended up finding that frog deceased one day, and it broke my heart, and I cried my eyes out. And I went online after I'd had my little breakdown, and I bought this froggy pot in memory of, I used to call the frog Mr. Rog. So this is in memory of Mr. Rog. I've been trying to go through my garden beds. So I've got like this pot here. I had a lot of pots. You can still see I've still got some pots in here. But I had a lot of pots in here. I was using it as like a storage sort of thing. And I would leave my pots in there, and my pots would then root into the soil, and every day I'd come over and I would look at it, and I'm like, this is such a waste of space. Like, why am I doing this? So I've slowly been going through and filtering some plants out, adding like leaf propagations in, because I'd like the leaf propagations to be able to grow outside. I've got this side over here. I've got pots everywhere throughout the garden bed, so I've got to get on top of making sure I just leave the garden bed for the plants themselves and not the pots. Actually, I just noticed something. So, because we've had a couple of frosts, but I would have mentioned before we had one really bad one where it was -6. So this is a flapjack. It went in here, and it was probably about a bit smaller than this baby here. And I had another one here, but this one was a variegated one, and it was the same size. But obviously the variegated form of plants isn't as strong as the non-variegated form, and this actually rotted. It rotted. You can see the stem here still has remnants. I thought I lost the entire plant. I sprinkled some sulfur powder on it, or it's like a fungicide, a mancozeb fungicide, to try and dry the stem out and stop the infection from spreading down the stem. And to my surprise, it actually worked. And I've also noticed that it is now pushing babies up from the soil, which absolutely blew my mind and made me really happy, because I thought I lost the plant. So I am keen to see a before and after on this one, but yeah, it nearly died. This here is I don't know what lighting is going to be good, but this is a variegated nasturtium, and I absolutely love it. It reminds me, I actually don't know what it's called, but there's a succulent that has leaves that are the shape of this, and it grows from a bulb. And I love it, but they're really expensive. And then I seen the nasturtium, and a variegated one at that, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to buy that instead, because this was $7, and I absolutely adore it, and the flowers smell beautiful. But yeah, on that note, I think I'm going to go now. I've got enough footage here for you guys to watch, so